As you can see, we're in Sweden, Stockholm. We stayed overnight here, and we just went past. Push bikes in Sweden. Sure were. We were taking a taxi around to the Vasa Museum, VASA, that ship you're going to see here in the middle of a boat. That's the old town there, I'm pretty sure. There's our rider, an electric Toyota BZR or BRZ something. It was a nice car actually. The guy was saying that they're all going to have to be electrics by this year, 2025. Here we are in the museum. I spent most of the day here. Just couldn't get enough of it. Just amazing to see this thing. That's a little scale model of it. Would have been pretty fancy back in the day. Although as you were here, we'll hear soon, it only went for 1.5 kilometres before it sank. It's a great museum, this one, the way they've got it set up, it's amazing. Wasn't all that expensive, I don't think, maybe 20 bucks or something. Look how they've done these figures up. Just hoping this comes out really good on the big TV. Didn't take much video in here. I only had the phone and the 360 for some reason. Yeah, we had a few dramas when we were leaving this place. There was a storm came on and we had the wrong place for where the boat was tied up. They'd told us the wrong area where it was tied up, so when we got the Uber, we got taken to a different port. There's panic stations there for a while. And batteries were going flat in our phones and couldn't get reception most of the time, but ended up sorting it out. I didn't get any video of that either. Yeah, I'm glad the boat wasn't leaving that night. If it was, we would have been in big trouble, I think. In the Vasa. The lion figurehead there. What's that little lion on top of? Is it?
A little something.
Look at all that carving, but and there it is, dragged up out of the ocean. Only did 1.5 kilometres on its maiden voyage.
Did you see how it gets?
I'm in Stockholm, Sweden. This is the Vasa, sunk in 1627 on its maiden voyage. Only went 1.5 kilometres. It was, the bow wasn't wide enough or something, or it wasn't wide enough and it just rolled over. So big. Like, look at that. It's very well preserved. The lion head down there in the front.
I'm going to head down.
This is up the back of the boat here. Look at all those carvings. That's where they slept, I think, out here, or the people in charge did anyway. The other fellas just slept on the deck, the seamen did. Yeah, the time they spent doing these carvings, that's amazing what you can see there. My goodness. There was lots of decks where we could look at this. I think we could go about at least 3 parts where you could look from the bottom, middle, top. They really gave you a good look at it. The museum was well set out. That's the lion up there. Hope it comes out okay in this thing. Just an amazing thing to see. Yeah, I was quite lucky to see this. I'd heard about it and there I am at it. All that wood sort of preserved fairly well. I think it was in mud. It wouldn't have been far from where it parked here, where it went down. There's just some displays. Yeah, the men never had to sleep on the deck because it never went far. Amazing the trouble I went to making these old boats. This looks a bit like some of the stuff I've taken with the 360 camera. It's fairly dark in here, and that 360 is not the best in the dark. As I said, I went there first and then we went to the ABBA Museum and then I came back again. I couldn't get enough of it. There's so much to read in here, and as I say, I could spend time in here.
She's not quite sure what it was.
Here we are at the ABBA Museum having, I was having meatballs, Swedish
bring a little
meatballs.
kit. You've got to bring a little kit along.
They look very nice too.
So you don't...
Oh, well, I'm going to add that to the kit now. I'm doing the 360.
I remember they weren't cheap, these
You won't share.
Swedish meatballs. Most of the food was fairly expensive in here. The ABBA Museum was okay, I didn't mind it, but I could have done without it.
People paying, isn't it?
Hanging there.
Courtney must have paid for it. Look at the look on her face.
So is that, did you just pay for it?
Because we're paying for the taxi, I think.
We'll send you the
So
bill
you'll
later,
send us the
don't
bill
worry.
later.
Because there's also the taxi.
When you're sitting on your, oh, she paid for it.
I know.
Here we were, this is when we were walking to the Vasa. It's a little bit out of sync, I've got things all over the place. Yeah, you can see it up ahead there. We had a couple of 100 metres from where the taxi dropped us off, he couldn't come in here. There it is, in that building there. This was pretty early in the morning, maybe 9 or 10 o'clock. I know the ship only got in at 8 o'clock. There I am, 360. Amazing. Look at the old fella in Stockholm. Living the dream. And that storm. Got a bloody storm coming in. You know where those girls are? The girls were coming back from the ABBA Museum. But anyway, we got home eventually. How are we going to get back now? After that little mishap. Just a few fill-in photos at the ABBA Museum. Next day in Stockholm, we just stayed on the ship after our day getting lost we decided we'd just stay on the ship, and we were traumatised from that afternoon when we got lost and sent to the wrong port, which I knew we were going to the wrong port because we were going the wrong way. But anyway, it was all good. It was about a 5-hour trip out of Stockholm to get back into the open sea. It's amazing how many little islands and stuff you've got to go through to get out there. Anyway, that was it. Till next time in Denmark.